Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well. It's 1:33 p.m. So we're in the twilight zone, more or less, coming out of the twilight zone now on Monday, April 10th. First trade of the day, looking for a setup here right now. Sell stop limit, guys, right there below the market, below that pivot. You see right there. And I just got taken into this order. I had you on mute for a second there because I'm losing my voice a little bit, and I just kind of have a glass of water there. Give me one moment. I'm going to do the same thing again. But I'm in this trade now. I'm short the Dow, guys. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Some serious throat issues. I know we have a high pollen content right now, and I don't have serious seasonal allergies, but I find that the first few days of the spring season, which we are very much in here now in the New York zone, as of yesterday, I spent some time out in the garden yesterday, and I think it's kind of annoyed or aggravated my throat a little bit, and so drink some water here and there, and should be okay, but I apologize for the raspy sounding voice. All right, Dow, I am short. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I want to help you avoid the sideways grind. I'll put you on pause, and I'll bring you back as this trade materializes. Here we go. All right, guys, we're back. Still meandering a little bit here, but a little bit in the green. Looking for a 2-to-1 here, guys. Risking 1 to make 2. I may change that. I might shorten that target depending on what happens here. I have no problem adjusting my stops and my targets as we get more information through candle printing. The basic idea behind this trade, guys, as you can see here, this is a daily chart. Give me one moment. Had to clear my throat again. Sorry about that. Daily chart up in the top left-hand corner. There's a 15-minute chart down here, the bottom left. And then on the right, of course, we have our 3-minute trading chart with VWAP. You see the volume weighted average price there? You see prices trading above VWAP. Has been for a good portion of New York. This is the New York Open right here. We sold off initially, rallied up, and kind of been bouncing off of VWAP, penetrated here a bit. And then now my idea is to have this thing move back down towards VWAP again to rebalance this afternoon. Well, may or may not happen, but what's the idea? You can see here that prices last week, these are on the daily, you can see, let me just actually make this full screen so you can really, oops, wrong one. I want this one to be full screen. There we go. This is the daily chart, guys. We've had that big rally, of course, from those lows in March. March 14th, 15th, kind of in there. A lot of rejections off here. So fresh buying was coming in as it was way back here in November of 2022. Again, this is the daily chart we're looking at. Prices eventually rallied strongly into this area here and have now tapped. And then we had a blue bar day, a down close on last Tuesday. So last week, Tuesday. Then we had 2 indecisive days on Wednesday and Thursday. Then Friday was a holiday, Good Friday, right? That Easter holiday. And now here we are on the Monday. Now I will remind you that the European markets are actually closed today and have been closed. They would be closed by now anyway, New York time. It's 1:40 in the afternoon, but they did not participate. So it's a thin market today for sure. But we tapped, rejected, have been going sideways. And my thesis for now is that there's some vulnerability to this to continue back down again. It can also absolutely rally higher, but my feeling today is that the pullback. And why? Because on the lower time frame, this is the 30-minute, we've also tapped into key resistance from Thursday. Remember, Friday was a holiday, so Thursday, rejection, fairly violent. And then all through Asia this morning, sell-off through the London session. Again, London wasn't actually open, but the futures market was open. And so some global participants and some North Americans would have been trading this and sold it off quite violently at around 7:15 a.m. New York time is when that began. And now we're getting the selling down. You see that there? So that's the lower time frame. This is a 15-minute. I think I said 30. This is a 15-minute chart, guys. And so, again, rallied into resistance on the daily. My idea is vulnerability to the downside. Here's tapping into resistance, again, key resistance, and a break below the prior 15-minute candle. And we're very much into a blue candle. And then we get this little mini break of structure here on the 3-minute. In other words, this pullback, a little tiny rally attempt, and the break of structure right there. And that's what I've sold to see if we can get a 2R trade out of this. And we'll see. So far, not too bad. I'll put you on pause again, guys, and bring you back. Pause. All right, guys, being patient here. You can see things are just kind of going sideways for a little bit here. To be expected at this time of the day. It's 1:43 p.m., especially since it's only the North American markets that are open today. North American markets that are open. Canadians are open as well. And I'm going to take you over to this sister. So you know the idea now, right? Tapped in the daily, vulnerability to the downside. Tapped resistance and reversed on the 15-minute chart. Here we are entering on a micro break on the 3-minute chart. So really top-down multiple time frame analysis here. I also want to show you some other confluence here. The three sisters. These are the three key U.S. indices. The NASDAQ on the left, S&P in the middle, and the Dow, the one that I'm short, on the right-hand side here. And you can see that they're all basically telling us a similar story. They are all trading around the 1.25 standard deviations from above VWAP, the volume weighted average price. That volume weighted average price, by the way, is the volume weighted average price of all transactions that occurred in this futures trading session. And that started at 6 p.m. last night, New York time. And again, now it's 1:45, 1:44 here, the next day. So it's important to know where we sit relative to that, because very often there's a reversion back towards volume weighted average price. Not always. Well, eventually, of course, it does always get there. Excuse me. And then a new game begins, and so that's kind of what I'm counting on here, at least making a little bit of a gamble on, if you will. I use that term very lightly, although everything we do is a gamble, but hopefully with appropriate money management and risk management ideas at hand, or in play. All right, back on pause, guys. All right, guys, we're back. Quite a few minutes have passed here. You can see we did a little bit of an adverse excursion for a while. Just got up to a little kind of a double top there, and then rounding over and starting to make its way down again. We'll see if it can complete this mission. But I will put you back on pause now to save you from this kind of a slow afternoon. All right, back on pause. Hey guys, we're back. Again, another adverse excursion for a while up here. And now coming back down into the green again for maybe just for a little dip. Who knows? We'll see. But you can see here that on the 15-minute chart, prices really have been rejected several times now up here, and potentially want to move down lower through this clean candle right here. And it's this clean candle on the 15-minute chart in the bottom left-hand corner that I'm trying to take advantage of, which ends right there at the bottom of the candle. That's my target. I'm actually going to raise that up just a tiny bit to right there at the bottom of that body there, and see if we can get anything even remotely close to that. Back on pause. Back, guys, moving down a little bit here, a new low at least for the trade. but being rejected again. Oops, I'm just going to move that back. Undo. There we go. So I'm going to watch this now. You can see we're rounding over, and that's in line with the trade idea, if you remember, right? Rallying into, rejecting from, pushing down on the 15-minute chart. Lower time frame was a pullback, a tiny rally attempt, a micro structure break, and then we didn't really go anywhere. We had an adverse excursion, 1, 2, a little minor one here, and now some signs of breaking down, but again rejecting. There's very clearly buying interest sitting right here at this level, driving prices back up right there. So we need a concerted effort here after the twilight zone. It's 2:36 now. Might even have to wait, if I can survive this long or that long, into power hour, which is at 3 o'clock in about 24 minutes. That begins, and maybe get some volume then. Although today, again, Europe is closed, so it is a thin market to say the least. But watching closely here, and again, I'll save you from it, guys, and put you on pause and see if we can get this thing to take us to the promised land. Pause now. And while we're watching this, guys, I will take you over to the Three Sisters. We'll take a look at what's happening over there. You'll see the Dow is actually the weakest of the three, which I'm thankful for. And the way I can illustrate that is these two pivots here. You'll see prices are actually breaking or trying to break below there on the 1-minute chart here, guys. And that is not the case on the S&P, and it's not the case on the NASDAQ, right? We're only breaking one little minor pivot up here on the NAS, same thing on the S&P, whereas we've broken, 1, 2, 3, and these two being more major, if you will. These are the equivalents on the S&P and the equivalent over here on the NASDAQ, same time frame, right? So bring you back to this one. This is an easier screen to kind of see everything. You get the 3-minute chart, 15, and the 1 day up here in the top left-hand corner. Back on pause now. Another new low here for a moment here, guys, but really sluggish, and it's actually making me a little, I was going to say nervous. Nervous is not the right word. I don't really get nervous in trades at all, whether I'm winning or losing. What's the word? Skeptical on this afternoon, given the fact that Europe is long since closed now. It has been the entire day, of course, since last Thursday, and so I might just clean this up a little bit to a 50 point and try to get a clean 50 points out of this. I'm going to close my stop down here, tighten my stop, take some risk off, but also take some target off. You see that there? Shift this over, see if we can get 50 points here in the afternoon. Maybe we'll get a little bit of little momentum here as we get closer to power hour, but it's definitely a little sloppy. So I'm just feeling out, the movement, candle anatomy and candle biology, as you often hear me say, and then, getting in sync with the dance of the market. And that's what we're in the business of doing, guys. We don't have to get rigidly stuck to what our original plan was, so rigidly stuck to the original plan, and be willing to take a nice profit here along the way. Looking for 50 points here, which is still a sizable move from where we are, guys. And back on pause. Moving down a little bit here now. I'm just going to hope that gravity helps us along a little bit. Do you think these prices can fall by gravity? Sometimes I think they can. So again, this trade idea is still very much intact over here on the 15-minute chart. You'll see that now it's beginning to make sense from what I was saying earlier. This is way back here when we entered here. Remember that? Rallying in, rejecting, and now playing this vulnerability I was speaking about For you, it'll be a few minutes ago. For me, it was quite a bit longer than that because I've been pausing you all along the way, but you get the idea. And then bringing you back to the daily to show the highest time frame idea was the fact that we've already tapped into resistance here. Had a blue day, a down day on Tuesday of last week. It's April the 4th. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was a holiday, and here we are on the Monday looking for a little bit more weakness here to complete this thing. But sort of cooperating here. The daily's not looking as weak as I would like it to. But the 15 minute, pardon me, I often use a 30 minute over here. So I get a little tongue-tied. But it's looking better than, of course, the daily is, and that's helping us along here. Multiple time frame confluence. Back on pause. Hey guys, we're back here. You can see that we were getting pretty close to the target, and then we drove all the way back to the my entry price. But I'm liking this configuration. I'm actually considering an add here, guys, and I would not add to a loser. So I need this thing to break down again, and if it does, see, the trade idea is still intact, and it's not looking as strong as it was, but I think it's still reasonable. This candle closes in 1 minute and 15 seconds, and here's what I'm looking to do. Let me just see if I can show this to you in a reasonable sort of way. Yeah, if that candle breaks below there, be the same target, fewer points, it'd be about 10 points fewer, it's about 40 points on that one, and then my stop would be right above, so it'd be a very tight stop on that one for an add to this trade. This candle closes, it's a 3-minute candle in 1 minute, guys, 1 minute. All right, so we're going to watch this together. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on full screen so we can watch this intently. I'm going to remove the VWAP so we can clean it up a little bit here. Right there, just naked candles. I actually may raise this up just a little bit. Yeah, risk about 21 on that. We'll see how this thing could just be rallying right to the moon, in which case I'll get stopped out in the first position and won't enter the second one. Now everything just disappeared on my screen. That's just TradingView. It'll pop back here in a moment, and there it is. I'm not sure why it's doing that these days, but it's been happening lately. I might have too much stuff open on my computer, who knows. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright, watching now. New candle has begun. This is a sell stop order. Stop limit to enter, guys, here. So if we break back down, we got a micro double top here. Looks like it wants to go higher, though. That was a pretty strong rally from down there. Remember I mentioned how these participants are here looking to buy? Looks like they succeeded in driving prices up higher. Now, I will tell you that we're almost at the start of Power Hour. It's 2:57 and 25 seconds right now, so we're 2.5 minutes from the beginning of Power Hour. That might give us some, well, probably will give us some volume either way, either to the upside or to the downside. Of course, my hopes are for the downside, but we'll see. And I'll pause you again, guys. This video is getting long, this movie. 18, almost 19 minutes. Here we go. Pause. All right, we can watch this together now as we go into Power Hour, which is in 50 seconds or so. It's when it starts. I don't expect a a violent move here on the start of that candle, but definitely trying to go higher, but I'm still going to keep that add. Seconds left, And done. New candle. And she wants to go higher. All right. Maybe it's a fake out. We'll see. And the reality is we do have these rejections and this rejection here. There's a little bit of overhead stuff there that might work in my favor. We'll see. For now, pause. All right, guys, back. You see we've hit this double top. We tapped up there, stayed alive, did not get stopped out yet. Could still very much happen. Now driving back down again a little bit. Let's see if we can change this game now that we're in power hour. Again, that order remains alive. I'm going to keep that one there. So I think if we can get past here, then there's a reasonable chance this thing's going down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring it up a candle. I'm going to do it right here. I'll leave the size of the stop loss the same, but I'm going to increase the target to 46 points. And pause. All right, guys, looking like prices want to drive down here a bit. I will bring you back. Might get tagged in on pause, but that's okay. You can see what's happening here. And we're back, guys. Looking to move this very, very quickly now to just below this candlestick. A little bit higher, but still below my initial entry, and that's important to not add to a loser. It's okay to add to a zero, as if it was a new trade, but you're adding size to it, or adding to a winner. And that's my own rules. You can do whatever you wish, of course. Everybody has the right to trade the way they wish. Now the revision I'm going to make, because we are at 310 already, 311, is to bring my target up to 29 points here at the bottom of this move, because we've raised our entry, and I'm going to do the same with this one. So we got 30 points, basically 30 points on each. So it'll be a total. My sizes are the same. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Getting ready. But my sizes, my two sizes are the same. So doubling the size of my original position and reducing the point target a little bit. So it'll be a total of 60 points if we hit target here, because it's two positions, and both with a 30-point target. I hope that makes sense. If you remember, we were going for a 50-point target on the last one with a smaller position. So now it's double the size and a bigger target, essentially. Waiting for it now. Real grindy day, guys. I'll put you on pause. This has been a long video. Thanks for your patience. Pause. And I'm triggered in, guys, to the second position. Just been triggered in. I don't love the fact that this is fairly extended now, but I need to take this signal. I think it's a relatively good or fair coin toss on this one. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, slightly different levels, of course, but all during this session, being the New York session. See that there? Lots of patience on the table now. I'll show you the three sisters. We'll take a look at how they're doing. There's the Dow. This is the one that I'm short right here. clean that up a little bit. So we're just looking for a slight move here, a relatively small move towards volume weighted average price, VWAP, down here. We're not asking for too much here, I don't think. Certainly not under normal circumstances, but on this quiet, kind of a semi-holiday Monday, a very big holiday for the rest of the world, certainly in Europe today. Markets closed, banks closed, businesses closed, grocery stores, I believe, were closed in Europe. Don't quote me, but I think most countries were. And here we are in North America trying to make some money. All right. Bring you back. Not cooperating yet. Back on pause. And trying to push down here a little bit. Back on pause. Just to let you know about patience, guys, I've been in this trade for 2 hours now, right? Entered your way back here at 133. We are now at 324. 324, so 133. So just about 2 hours or so, give or take. And that's a long trade when you're just, supposedly scalping or day trading. But we've got the add-on here and looking for something good to happen. But it's a sloppy, sluggish day for sure. And the patience monsters are at work today. Watching the Three Sisters again. Let me just reset this so we can get a kind of a closer up view of what we need to see here. So we're seeing the weakness here a little bit in NASDAQ, S&P, and the Dow. The Dow is the one we want to crush, right? We want this one to head down. And it's just taking its time here. In a perfect world, all three of them would crush at the same time, and then we wouldn't have to worry too much. We'd have a consensus of the marketplace here. Dow wants to break a new low. Let's see if we can get it. Come on, Dow. Sounds like I say, come on down. It's come on Dow or come on down. Either one will be fine. Need that push. Nice big one here at 328. We're about, 2 and 3/4 minutes away from 330, the last half hour, where in my experience, the real power hour or power half hour really begins. We'll see if that happens today here in the next couple of minutes. In the meantime, I'll put you on pause. So what I've done here is taken a moment, guys, and added where my first entry is here. And my second entry, of course, is right here. You'll see the second entry is at a lower price, slightly lower price than my first entry. So adding to a winner, not adding to a loser, which is one of my very, very strict rules. And I trust one that you have as well. Adding to a loser will often pay off, but when it doesn't, things are usually catastrophic, and very often catastrophic. Not usually, but often. And that's a problem long term. We just hit a new low here, guys, but still not able to low in this move, in this particular leg, but not able to close it out here yet. Super patient. Back to the grid. That's better. Nope. Got bought up again. This is a long one, guys. I apologize. A really boring trade, a really boring video. I know we're not in this for excitement. Some of you might be, but I'm in this to make money. Trading is incredibly boring when you're doing it right most of the time, and especially after all these years. But it's about a lot of waiting, a lot of sitting around, a lot of waiting, a lot of being patient, managing impulses. Amateur trader would take profits now. We just nail this thing right up here, move it up, take it, win the battle, but ultimately lose the war because you can't keep doing that. The math just doesn't work. Eventually, it becomes your undoing. So hopefully you know that. If not, you will certainly learn that if you stick around here with our expanding content. And if you study the Mental Game playlist, on my YouTube channel, highly recommend the first 6 videos on a loop, ideally over and over again throughout a week, a month. You can listen to them monthly, listen to them weekly. I have some traders who listen to some of those 6 every day, and it's changing the way they're experiencing the market. It's about reinstalling or reprogramming new habits and uninstalling old bad habits. And that is the real game, guys. The real game is impulse control. It's managing human nature. It's managing psychology. It's managing evolution by means of natural selection, which was not kind to us as human beings and for the purpose of trading. It's a very elegant mechanism, although not perfect in every other way. Need one more push here, guys. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Hit the like button. There you go. Done, guys. I actually hit that on my own platform. Done. And so 2 trades here, guys. 30 points on both, 30 and 30. And with that, we'll call this one trade today. I had to wait a long time for this one. And I had to wait a long time in this one. Again, guys, the trade started at 133. And we are sitting here at 3:36, so just over 2 hours. Thanks again, guys. Have an amazing night, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.